Most leaders don't have time management problems. They have control problems. Let me explain. The people who generally struggle the most with delegation are usually people who are really good at their job, because deep down inside, they still trust themselves better than they trust their team. They redo other people's work, they hover over people, they micromanage all decision making, and then they wonder why they get burnt out. It goes back to that old saying, if you want something done right, you best do it yourself. Well, I'm telling you that's wrong as a leader, because if you want it done right, train your people how to do it. Here's how you do that. First, delegation is development. As a leader, one of your jobs is not just lead your team, but to develop other leaders. A great example of this is if you look at the college football coaching trees. Take Nick Saban or Urban Meyer, for instance, and look at the other head coaches that came from those programs that they were in charge of. It's incredible. They're not just leading their teams, but they're also teaching other people how to be great leaders. Second, explain intent and not just tasks. In the Army, we talk about mission, commander's intent, and end state. Let people figure out how to get to that end state. Just because they do it a different way than you would have doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong. And if there are right ways and wrong ways to do a certain task, make sure you put up those guardrails so that they know how to do it right the first time. Because if you don't have time to do it right, you must have time to do it over. Next, just stop rescuing everyone. As a leader, you need to let some of your leaders fail. And what I mean by that, as long as it doesn't involve the loss of life, limb, or eyesight, let them have a little stumble, let them have a little fail, and let them learn from that opportunity. You need to create the type of organization where failing is not such a bad thing, as long as you learn from it and do it better next time. I'm reminded of Thomas Edison after building the light bulb. They said, but you failed so many times. And he said, I didn't fail. I just found 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb. That's the type of team mentality you need to have in order to be a learning organization. And lastly, instead of relying on just your brain and your leadership on these types of issues, make sure you're building systems and not dependence. Make them you-proof. Have checklists, have flowcharts. When I was working full-time for the Army, we had a literal playbook. This thing happens, we open to that play, and there's a flow chart. Who do we have to contact? What do we have to do? Who do we need to wake up? What do we need to get ready for? And all of those things, it didn't matter who was in the office. Anybody could open up that playbook and run it. But we had to develop those systems and we had to develop those protocols so that our boss didn't always have to be there. How do you develop your leaders? Leave a comment below. Do you do professional development? Do you do leader training? Do you send them off to different courses? Or is it just kind of hanging out and whatever they do, that's good enough? If you're looking for help on that, send me a message at johnvanduzen.com. Teach it, coach it, lead.